don't even understand why. Why did they do that? I mean, why put the FBI and its reputation at risk? What, it was just to win an election? Why?
Because they're weak. Because they're weak. I hate weak people. I can't stand it. They didn't have... we're on TV, so I already said BS once. But they didn't have the guts, the courage, or the character to do the right thing. They did the easy thing. Donald Trump became a convenient political football. They thought they could leverage. They thought they thought with the media on their side that they'd get away with it.
Well, apart from Joe Biden, the big story also coming out of the States over the last 24 hours or so has been this extraordinary story, 8647. Now, we'll just have a look. This is basically James Comey, who was instrumental in the whole Russia collusion thing. We talked about it way back in 2017 and 18, all during the first Trump presidency here. But what does this mean? 8647, it was in shells on the sand. Someone had put 8647, and James Comey retweeted this or reposted it.
No, he posted it. This is his post.
With
interesting shell formation. This is, I think, very rightly perceived as, if not a death threat, then a death wish.
Because 86 means take out and 47 means Trump.
Well, Trump is 45 and 47. He's currently the 47th president of the United States. Everyone knows that. This wasn't particularly obscure. Everyone, as soon as they saw it, who understands 86, knew what that meant. They're trying to say, oh, no, 86 means get rid of. So, it could be impeachment or, winning an election. Well, Trump's already got 2 terms, so he's not running for re-election again, despite the fevered dreams of the left. So I can understand well why Comey is having to answer questions to the Secret Service.
Let's have a listen to the Fox report just briefly.
Former FBI Director James Comey is being questioned by the Secret Service after threatening the president's life. Comey posted a photo 8647. 86 means take out, and Trump's the 47th president.
And then you've got Donald Trump's response to that, Caroline. So just have a listen to Donald Trump responding to this story.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant.
What do you want to see happen?
I don't want to take a position on it because that's going to be up to Pam and all of the great people. But I will say this, I think it's a terrible thing. And when you add his history to that, if he had a clean history, he doesn't. He's a dirty cop.
And Caroline, there were at least two assassination attempts that we know about on Donald Trump during the campaign. And they're still shrouded in mystery.
Exactly.
But Caroline, what did you make of this?
Comey later deleted it and said, I had no idea that some people thought it meant violence.
Oh, please.
I don't think that washes with
Why
anyone.
did he post it?
And also, I find it hard to believe, call me a skeptic, that he's just wandering along the beach and happens to find this shell formation. Oh, someone did this shell formation. I'm just going to take a photo and post it. And as the former director of the FBI, I have no idea how some people may interpret it.
He knew precisely what it meant. He knew precisely. There was no reason for him to post that if he didn't know what it meant.
Yes.
If he didn't know what 8647, why would you post that? He knew. He's not an idiot. He is certainly, in my mind, dishonest. He is devious. There's a lot of things you could say about him, but stupid wouldn't be on top of my list. He knows precisely what that meant. And you know what? Trump associates, people within his administration, were pursued over nothing. Some went to jail over nothing. So I have absolutely no issue when people who want to mess around with this sort of nonsense, post veiled threats, having to answer some questions to the Secret Service and try to explain what they were intending to do there, because it has been one-way traffic for far too long in the US. The left have politicised and weaponised the justice system to go after their political opponents. That was one of the big issues in the election campaign, something a lot of people in Australia don't understand. That was a huge issue. Trust in these institutions, the FBI, CIA, has plummeted because so many people see them as political weapons. So I think...
Well, also, they used to be the good guys. If you go back to the, Kennedy assassination, for instance, Lee Harvey Oswald, we know all about Lee Harvey Oswald. Everyone knows he was this, he was a patsy, he was a rusher, he was here, he was there, whatever. The whole story, everybody knows. 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump during the election, and we know nothing about either of the characters. We've only seen 1 or 2 photographs of either of them. Story completely buried and disappeared. There is something deeply, deeply rotten and sinister at the heart of the American Secret Services, is it? I don't know, the deep state. Call it whatever you will, Caroline. But we need those answers.
Well, yes, we do. And I also imagine the left has come out and condemned this, Rowan, because they're all about words of violence. So clearly they would have a problem with this, right?
It's a hate speech tweet. If he goes to England, he'll be in jail.
Exactly.
The wonderful thing with the left is, well, they have absolutely no principles or standards. They will not play even by their own rules. I do love people from the left, particularly some of the most outspoken ones, who want to cancel anyone for basically saying, men can't be women or men can't breastfeed, suddenly becoming free speech absolutists.
Right. Of course he's allowed to say 8647.
Yes,
it's just words.
You've got to celebrate the First Amendment.
But just very briefly, Rita pointed out to me earlier, there have been some hilarious memes with people doing their own messages.
There's been a lot of weird shell formations, apparently. I don't know if we've got a couple that we can look at.
Climate change or something that's making these shell formations.
Very funny.